Perhaps one video that we've done more than any other has been reviews of Nintendo Switch docks. There are so many different ones out there and more being released each and every day. Now, since the release of the Nintendo Switch OLED back in October of 2021, many people have asked what docks from the original Switch work with the Switch OLED, and we are going to cover 14 of them here for you in this video. Hey everyone, Gary here with Rock Solid Productions. Thanks for stopping by and checking out what we have going on here today. If you want to see individual reviews of any of the products that we're talking about here today, I will have them linked for you up there in a pinned comment. What I want to know from you here today too, let me know if you have an original Nintendo Switch. Did you ever pick up a Switch OLED, a Switch Lite, or are you sticking out with your original piece of hardware? Just kind of curious what you're rocking. Let us know down below in the comments section. Now, one of the docks we're going to get out of the way real quick is the original Nintendo Switch dock, the one for the original Nintendo Switch. This is what our Switch OLED is actually playing. Beavis 2 behind me right now from the amazing John Riggs. John, great game. It's fun. Definitely something that's quirky though. Something that's definitely, you can tell, has got John's touch to it. But here is my original Switch, as you can see, just from the kickstand here. This is the original model, and I do have the Switch OLED playing through it here. Now, all of the docks that you see here behind me, we're gonna go through each one. My goal is to get through each one in a minute or less. Our testing parameters here, we're gonna connect each one of them to our Lepow portable monitor. And for consistency's sake, we are going to use the same HDMI cable, and we are going to use the OEM Nintendo power supply, just because it's the safest way to go. Now, there are a few cable-only solutions. For that, I have an HDMI to, I think it's a mini HDMI adapter that our monitor takes, so we can go ahead and provide power. But with any other further ado, let's go ahead and get started on this test, because I'm really kind of curious. I think everything's gonna work, but you never know. Let's find out. All right, so we have our Switch OLED set up and ready to rock and roll. Our Lepow monitor is ready to go. This is the CharJenPro portable dock. I believe this one has actually been discontinued, but it's one of the first docks that we did feature here on the channel. Give it a few seconds. As you can see here, it does go ahead, boot up, and play exactly as it should. One down. Up next, this is the Insignia Dock, available through Best Buy. This is, again, one of the earliest docks available. Now, it was not compatible with our case that we had on from Skull&Co. We do have a power light on here. Let's check the display, see if we get anything popping up. There it is. And again, working just fine. Up next, one of the more recent docks that we've reviewed. This is the Unitek portable dock, and we are going to slide this one in. There we go. And I do believe we actually tested the Switch OLED in that review. There we go. Everything is working just fine. So far, no compatibility issues to be had. We are flying through this. I may actually hit my time. Wait, I gotta stop talking. We need to get to more docks. All right, up next is one of the most unique docks that we've tested to date. This is the CharJenPro Stingray, and one of the cool things about it, USB 3.0, also has an Ethernet port on it, so you can use it as a hardwired Ethernet connection. We will plug it into the bottom of our Switch, see what we got. So far, so good. And if you are looking for a good portable dock, cannot speak highly enough of this Stingray from CharJenPro. Again, it's one of those, it just works. Up next, this is the Retron S64. It's been one of my favorite docks. It was actually my living room dock until we moved recently. So let's take a look and see how it works. Again, perfect. No issues found so far with any of these docks. That's a great thing. Up next, this is the Jumpgate from Skull&Co, and we're going to test this out two different ways. First of all, in standard dock mode. Connect it in. Perfect, exactly what we were expecting. But one of the coolest things about this is the fact you can actually pull out the core drive here, plug it into the bottom of your Switch to go ahead and have a mini dock on the go. Theoretically speaking, light is on. Perfect, exactly what I wanted to see. Up next, this is the original Brook Power Bay from Brook Gaming. Love the styling on it. Looks like a Nintendo GameCube, and it actually had built-in Bluetooth on it. So let's see what we have here. Ta-da! Works just fine. Now there's a second variant of this we're going to test next. Looking nearly identical to the one that we just tested, also from Brook Gaming. What's nice about this version of the Power Bay, it has a built-in Ethernet port on the back, so that is terrific. Also has that Bluetooth audio functionality on it, and of course the GameCube style connectors on the front. What am I having problems with here? Oh, because I got to slide that forward. Two for two from Brook Gaming. How about 3 for 3? Now, Brook Gaming also does have the Switch HDMI cable, which is basically an all-in-one cable dock setup. Again, we'll have links to all these down below for you. It has its own separate power supply, which we are now going to plug in since we cannot use the Nintendo OEM one. That also works. That's a good thing. I mean, we are perfect so far. While we were checking this, we've got another all-in-one cable to check out. So this is the CNSL cable designed for the original Switch from ADX Gaming. Let's plug it in, see what we get. Display goes off. Not getting anything here, which is interesting. Let's go ahead, let's check our original Switch, because I have had some issues with that adapter there. Screen also goes off on the original Switch, and we'll give it a few seconds to check and see. So it looks like I'm actually having problems with this cable itself going to my monitor. We will test this with our actual large TV here in the game room. So up next, one of the most infamous docks of all time. This is the Nyko third-party dock for the Nintendo Switch. This is the dock that a lot of people had issues bricking their systems. It was actually the power supply that was the issue, not the dock. And as long as I'm using the OEM Nintendo power supply, we should be good, and it does connect to our Switch. One more to go. Last but certainly not least, this is the JSAUX Omnicentro portable dock, and basically what it does, it's all-in-one, and all that you need is a USB-C to C cable to connect to your Switch, an HDMI cable to connect to your TV, and you should, in theory, be good to go. Screen is off. Waiting. Waiting. Well, we may have our second incompatibility. We'll check it with the original Switch. Nothing. Okay. Well, let's check that other... Okay, admit it, you had your doubts that I could actually be less than a minute per dock. If you've watched this channel for any period of time, you know that I can be kind of long-winded. I get that, but we managed to test these all out. And now this is hooked up behind me now. This is actually the ADX Gaming cable that we couldn't get to work on our portable monitor. And I had a feeling that it was probably just some compatibility issues with the monitor itself, although I could never get the Omnicentro to work with either my original Switch or the Switch OLED. So I don't know if there's a firmware update that has basically made this inoperative or what, but this is the only dock that failed out of all of them that we tested, from docks that were released early on in the life cycle of the original Switch to ones that are pretty new, ones that have built-in Ethernet like the Brook Gaming Power Bay and the Stingray, to ones that have built-in Bluetooth and other functionality as well. Hopefully this is something that has helped all of you. I know this is a question that a lot of people have asked since the release of the original Switch and the Switch OLED, is what docks work with them. Again, biggest piece of advice, always use, whenever possible, the Nintendo OEM power supply. That is just such a huge difference maker in all of this. The other thing too, all these docks that I showed you, not a single one, not a single dock on the market will work with the Switch Lite. Nintendo disabled that at a systemic level. No matter what you do, it will not work for you. Now, if you do want to get some information and close-up looks on all these docks, I will have them linked down below in the more info section of this video, where you can go ahead and check out the unboxings and reviews of each of them. And if you do want to check out any of the other videos that we've done on the Switch Lite, the Switch OLED, the docks, controllers, and a whole lot more, those videos are coming up for you right now. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you want to help support Rock Solid Productions and be a part of our community, there's a number of different ways you can do so. First and foremost, join us over on our Patreon page or become a channel member here on YouTube. By joining through either one of those methods, you get early access to just about all of our video content, exclusive content, and a whole lot more. We also give you shout outs at the end of each and every one of our videos. You can also pick up some awesome Rock Solid Productions swag. We've got t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, and more available through our Teespring store on screen right now too. You can also pick up some of our awesome 3D printed cartridge stands, amiibo holders, Nintendo DS holders, and more by visiting our 3D printer store on screen right now as well. Links for everything will be down below in a pinned comment. If you want to stay up to date with everything we have going on here at Rock Solid Productions, make sure that you're following us on the different social media networks. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/RockSolidProductions, Instagram at instagram.com/RockSolidProductionsGK, and Twitter at RockSolidStudios. If you're looking to pick this and other retro and modern gaming accessories up, make sure that you head on over to CastlemaniaGames.com. He has a feature over there called Castle Cash, where the more you spend, the more you earn towards future purchases, and Castle Cash is just like cash. He also offers convenient payment plans for more expensive items over $50. Finally, make sure that you use promo code ROCKSOLID10 when you're shopping at CastlemaniaGames.com, as it can save you up to 10% on most items on the website. Again, thank you for watching this episode, and I cannot wait to see you again soon.